We have called together the Sunday Roundtable, distanced, of course, but together. We are joined by Democratic political analyst Marianne Marsh and Republican political analyst Rob Gray. Great to have you with us, guys. All right, you just heard Maura Healey. As a voter who may just be tuning into her message right now, focusing in, getting sharp, trying to put together pieces, did she sound like a moderate Democrat or progressive? Marianne, let me start with you.
She sounds like somebody who wants to win the governor's office. And for a Democrat to win the governor's office more than once every 30 years, that means getting a ton of unenrolled voters into the Democratic primary and hold on to them till November. There are 4.7 million voters in Massachusetts. 57% of them are unenrolled. 32% Democrats, 10% Republicans. So Maura Healey sounds to me like she doesn't want to win the primary just dividing up 32% amongst three of them. She's going to go after a bunch of unenrolled voters and keep them through November.
Rob, what do you think? Is she fitting into a channel, or like Marianne says, we're going after the big chunk of the voting public, really?
Yeah, I agree with Marianne. I think she sounded confident, and that's more important than whether she sounded progressive or moderate. And we do have 55% unenrolled voters. They don't care who you sued as Attorney General. That's not motivating when somebody's running for governor. So I think she's going to have to get behind something that's can appeal to those moderates, like rebuilding our roads and bridges, some big spending project like that's meat and potatoes. And I'm sure we'll see that develop as the campaign starts to unfold.
Now, Healey is the third Democrat to enter this race. There are also two Republicans who have announced she's the front runner 7 months before the primary, as you point out, but her opponents are hoping she'll bring life and attention to all of them, which would also help Chris Doughty, who also announced on the Republican side this past week. Should they all be optimistic that they're going to get more attention now overall? Let's start with you, Rob.
Well, I think we saw today that Maura Healey is deploying the Rose Garden strategy, and she should do that. I think she's the front runner. She has the most money. These other candidates haven't proven themselves yet. And why would she want to light their fire and provide a spark when they can't get their own fire lit?
Is Rob right about that, Marianne?
He's right, and especially on the Democratic side. I mean, Sonia Chang Diaz and Danielle Allen have been in this race for almost a year, and it's not up to Maura Healey to help them. I mean, they haven't gotten any footing yet, really, in this race. And I think the most stark thing is, when you look at Sonia Chang Diaz, Maura Healey raised more money in 24 hours than she has in a year. And the caucuses start this week. So it doesn't get any easier for either one of them. It's up to them to make their case.
Let's talk about the high court in the next item. Massachusetts can claim Stephen Breyer as one of their own. He taught at Harvard for many years. He still has a home in Cambridge. He did what many liberal justices failed to do in recent decades. He gave a Democratic president a chance to replace him. But Marianne, will President Biden have a problem in light of today's environment?
No, and what's so interesting about when this nomination is going to come up, it's going to come up when the Supreme Court is taking the abortion case, where the Supreme Court is likely to end abortion for women in this country. But Mitch McConnell knows no matter who Biden puts in there, it's still going to be a 6-3 court. And that's all that matters to him. And so going forward, if you look at Biden picking, let's say, Brown Jackson, which seems to be the front runner, she got 3 Republican votes in her most recent nomination and confirmation to the circuit court. She got Murkowski, Collins, and the Trump wholly owned subsidiary, Lindsey Graham. So I think that's what you're looking at here. She gets through no matter what, despite how I think some Republicans will treat her because she is a black woman.
Rob, what's your read?
Well, Biden would love to have a fight here. Republicans in Washington would be smart not to give him one. Let's remember that, back in the 80s and the 90s, these things were much less partisan. Scalia, Ruth Bader Ginsburg both got more than 95 votes in the Senate. Recently, Sotomayor, she got mid-60s or high 60s, really. So Republicans should sit this out and not give Biden the ammunition that he would like. It should be about qualifications, not your policy or not your political views.
Let's turn our attention to Beacon Hill. The Massachusetts House isn't backing, at least for now, same-day voter registration, leading to a major outcry from communities of color and many progressive groups. Did House leadership make a mistake here, Marianne?
Of course they did. I mean, first of all, they say it's about incumbent protection. That's not only wrong, it's not even right. The vast majority of Massachusetts legislators run unopposed every 2 years. They have not one opponent. So that's not it. And then the other excuse they used is, well, Massachusetts can't do it. Really? Everyone in New England except Rhode Island and Massachusetts does it. 20 states across this country do it, like California, Idaho, Nevada. Really? We are lamer than they are? So there's no good reason whatsoever not to do this, but apparently they're not gonna.
Rob, is Marianne right about that?
Listen, it's not a fix-all at all, and it's not a great idea at all. I mean, there's a reason that only 20 states do it. Let's remember in this bill, we made mail-in voting permanent. We expanded options for early voting. It's easier to vote in Massachusetts than it's ever been. You don't need same-day voting, and the Massachusetts town clerks, nonpartisan, came out against it, said it would be an organizational disaster.
And that tells you everything, that it's finally better here with just those two things. Why not make it the best? We used to be the best at a lot of things.
Also, we should note that the Secretary of State, who is in charge of all those clerks, says that it would not be a problem, and he thinks that it can be done. But
Hello.
you know, that was his take.
Hello.
The bureaucracy always gets it done efficiently.
Next item, Governor Baker counting on $35 million to balance the state's budget by legalizing sports betting. Rob, is that a safe bet?
Well, here's the thing. I think it's inevitable because they passed casino gambling and legalized marijuana without considering the societal costs because they wanted the revenues. The state wants the revenues for sports betting too, and there's a lot of moneyed interest behind it.
Marianne?
I wouldn't bet on it. Okay.
I see what you did there.
The fact is, usually in gambling, the house always wins. And I don't see this house getting its cards on the table to get this done, like so many other things. So if I'm Charlie Baker, I would not take that bet.